Listen, the whole feminism thing, rock on. Go, girly pops. I'm right there with you, okay? But I think we're forgetting the power that we have in playing dumb and acting stupid, right? Like, we can do things. We can do them, but we shouldn't have to. We're just girls. We are damsels in distress. I got a flat tire one time. I know how to change a tire. I have the kit in the back. I know how to do all of that. But I don't want to. I shouldn't have to, right? So instead I get out. I pretend I'm on the phone with my dad. I'm like, Dad, what's a tire? What's a jack? I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am. A man walks out. He says, do you need help? And absolutely, oh my God, thank you so much. Yes. Did I know how to do it? I did. But I didn't want to. And we shouldn't have to because we're just girls.
And you wonder why men are confused. The mixed messages. And I mean, yes, this is funny, but also weaponizing playing ditzy and being dumb. It's just a bad look. Don't do that. Somebody commented and said, like I always say, ask not what you can do for the patriarchy, but what the patriarchy can do for you. You actually sound like a trad woman. How funny is that? Somebody else said, I want a man who knows I can do it, but make sure I don't have to.
I saw a video the other day. A girl's like, men are afraid to come up to us. They're not afraid to come up to you. I mean, maybe some feel a little insecure, but by and large, they're just like, I don't need this aggravation today. I don't need some diva aggravation today because more often than not, what do? Nasty, like a little attitude, puckered lips. You know the pucker look. They're tired. They're tired. They're tired of getting made fun of. They're tired of being, abused. They're tired of getting, oh, I'm a meme now. Because why? Because I looked your way for 2 seconds in the gym?
Modern women are now lamenting that the top 1% of men seem to be ignoring them. These men, including alphas and sigmas, are high-value individuals who are driven and focused on excelling in life, leaving them little time to entertain the advances or queries of these women. It's a pity, isn't it? After all, don't these top-tier guys realize they were practically born to cater to the whims of modern women? At least that's what these women seem to believe. Let's be real here. A significant number of men have grown disillusioned with Western women and are now seeking relationships abroad, tired of shouldering the blame for the poor choices of Western women. On the flip side, rejecting the 99.9% of men gives women a massive ego boost, reinforcing their belief that they are elite and deserving of the best. By turning down so many suitors, they further convince themselves that they are princesses, the cream of the crop, and utterly irresistible. Women expect men to be empathetic when they're upset, yet they often fail to reciprocate that care when the tables are turned. This disconnect between men and women stems from the sheltered, entitled nature of the women's liberation movement. It's almost comical how this disconnect, which led to the push for human rights, has now come full circle. The lesson that the individual is the smallest minority seems lost on many women today. While those who built and maintained society understood the importance of caring for individuals within the group, many women today seem oblivious to this concept. They're learning this lesson the hard way, particularly in the realm of romance, where the casualties are not soldiers, but rows of quiet apartments filled with single women. This is the ruling class experiencing a harsh wake-up call, ironically, for the quality they sought. It's time to reevaluate our approach and return to a simpler, more localized form of dating. The idea of scrolling through an online catalog of potential partners is proving to be a failure. Our society has taken a strange turn, with women transitioning from being pursued by suitors and concerned about their reputation to casually browsing for a sperm donor on a pocket computer. The shift became evident when reports surfaced about college guys growing weary of hookup culture and seeking genuine relationships. This should have been a time of celebration for them, yet they were anything but pleased. It became clear to these men that the current trajectory offered no path to building something meaningful with a woman or starting a family. Men were often criticized for their supposed single-minded focus on intimacy. Yet it's ironic that young, sexually charged men were the ones who saw the bleak future ahead. Social media, Tinder, and dating apps are contributing to their misery by constantly bombarding them with attention. If you ask any woman if she would give up her social media for the man of her dreams, the answer would likely be a resounding no, or she'd come up with an excuse. It's the height of hypocrisy. Many of these women don't even deserve an average man. The irony continues as they lament being ghosted by a few popular guys, chads. while simultaneously ghosting countless decent guys who might lack one or two superficial traits these women desire. Women complain about being unhappy in marriage, then turn around and say being single makes them miserable. They complain about men approaching them, and then complain when men don't approach them. Maybe it's time to stop taking them seriously and let them figure it out on their own. Most men would probably agree that women leave no room for love in modern dating. It's all about survival and lust. Your personality, virtues, and uniqueness don't matter much, or are an afterthought to women. Men, you're not missing out on much. These interactions are shallow, and the only payoff is intimacy. Women seem to only see men for their money, attention, and what they can provide in the bedroom. There's no space for genuine love. Women can't stand the thought of being overlooked or ignored, even if it's a man they wouldn't give a chance to themselves. They'd rather see a man stuck in the USA with no hope of finding a good wife than see him go overseas and bypass all American women. The fact that these men say no or ignore them drives these women crazy. Because most men swipe right to maximize their options, even unattractive women receive attention, especially if they rank as a 3, 4, or below on the attractiveness scale. I recently came across an article suggesting that most men swipe right for every woman on Tinder. Curious, I decided to test this theory myself. As expected, I received responses from some of the least attractive women I had ever seen. In contrast, when I only swiped right for women I found extremely attractive, I only got 3 or 4 matches out of at least 50 swipes. This seems to be the typical match ratio for guys. However, when they swipe right for every woman, they have more options. It's the opposite for women. They simply post their profile, sit back, and let the ego boost from swipes massage their self-esteem. It's crucial to understand that women on online dating platforms don't respond to your overall profile. They respond if you fit into their specific criteria for the perfect guy, which is often the top 1%. For instance, they'll swipe right if you meet certain height requirements, dress well, and show signs of being well-read and well-traveled. I can also imagine that obese women, those who don't dress well, or those who are disinterested and in their 30s, probably swipe right on every man as well. They are at the bottom of the dating market and may even resort to niche dating sites for those who struggle to find matches elsewhere. Women's profiles often have short descriptions and contain similar information across their social media and dating profiles. Women often describe themselves in profiles with typical interests like loving pets and expressing disdain for men seeking only one-night stands. Ironically, if they meet an attractive man who meets all their criteria, they'd gladly indulge in a fling, abandoning their principles and ethics. Attention and validation are significant in women's lives, as they typically expect and receive it. Men, on the other hand, are often the givers. Many men have come to see finding a good woman as akin to finding a needle in a haystack. They've recognized that women can be hypergamous, hypocritical, and unreliable in long-term commitments. They've concluded that the effort isn't worth it. With modern women accustomed to receiving attention from simps on social media facing men who don't cater to their whims, there's a shift. These men are focused on building their lives and aren't interested in providing free attention or validation. More men are choosing to go their own way, signaling a changing dynamic. Women wanted equality. Now, they'll have to adapt to it. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.